Tales from the Yellow Truck. Today, I was just listening to, who is this? Oh, Bill Frisell. So anyway, I am running to get some Pokey for lunch because yesterday I had a hoagie and I was not quite as healthy as Pokey. Jimmy John's. And I do have a loyalty card for this Pokey place. And there's a branch, there's 3 branches. I interestingly learned about Pokey from my daughter, who was at Cal State San Jose, or San Jose State is what you call it. I don't even know what their mascot is. But anyway, she took us to this mall town adjacent to San Jose, and we had Pokey, which is basically like a sushi bowl, but you get to pick like your 3 fishes and your vegetables and your sprinkles and all kinds of good stuff. So I'm about to go to one of the original Pokey places here. Not the original. The original Pokey place, I'm pretty sure we had here before she had hers in San Jose, but it was overpriced. And it was in Redondo Beach in this really nice, in this weird little spot, which used to be a Chinese restaurant, which actually before that was a Japanese restaurant that I went to when I was like single in the 80s. And it's gone through various manifestations. It's a high-priced piece of real estate with only 2 or 3 parking spaces. And when I went there for the Pokey, you know, it was the big Hawaiian Pokey kind of thing. And man, it was like 20 bucks if you wanted to have a good meal. The $10 meal was like a snack. It was like the equivalent of 4 pieces of nigiri sushi, which is like none. That's the fish with the yeah. But it was hardly worth it. So I never ate it because even though I knew it was healthy, I was like, that's way too expensive. Way more expensive than just getting sushi, right? So I gotta get dressed because I work at home and I gotta go out and I want to be quick so I can get there, get my food, get back, get to the 1 o'clock meeting, which is an hour and 15 minutes, but I need time to eat my lunch. And so I'm throwing on clothes like it's a habit. And I said, well, look at what I'm wearing, because I wear crazy socks. You know, you've seen crazy socks. You've seen the crazy socks trend where people like have, you know, rainbows, and I have like fish and stuff like that on my socks. And I was wearing shorts, and I can't go out with, you know, socks with fish on them and short pants. That's I may not care how people care about look at me, but that's a little bit too ridiculous. So this is my post-COVID uniform, which is kind of like dad bod stuff, but I almost always wear Tac Pants. So I'm like, how am I dressed up? I am dressed up what I call California Tac-Dad. So what's California Tac-Dad? All right, blackout baseball cap, no flat bills, it's a curved bill, right? And this is Boston, which I usually don't wear. I usually wear the Boston hat when it's like rainy weather or bad weather. Most of the time I wear the LA hat. All right, so that gets me in anywhere where I'm wearing an LA Dodger blackout hat like this. All right, I got the expensive Oakley regular glasses, so you can tell I'm not a pro. And this is more out of shape than it should be, but okay, so this is like the dad part. All right, now most of the time I'm wearing t-shirts without any words on them, and a lot of times I'm wearing like an Orvis shirt with longer sleeves, but I don't have my restraining bolt in right now. You can see that little shadow right there. That's for my freestyle, which helps me monitor my blood sugar. But I'm off of it right now, okay? And I got the Apple Watch, and I got Tac Pants, and I'm leaving on those other fish socks, but I'm wearing garden shoes. Now the garden shoes, that's the interesting part, because these are great, all right? Only dads can get away with wearing these, all right? So if I'm doing the weed whacker or the leaf blower, in the backyard, these are the shoes to wear. And of course, they're super comfortable. And it's not like you're making a fashion statement. So this is something that's perfect to wear when you're running over to Home Depot or Osh or Lowe's. But we don't have a Lowe's, and Osh has kind of gone out of business because they were overpriced, even though they had a nice selection. And this is a California Tac-Dad, all right? So that the Apple Watch says something about the California Tac-Dad. But I also want people to know that I'm tactical. Now, I'm not actually, don't have the EDC on me right now, but I do have this that my son gave me, a personalized knife here, and I do have my my pig sticker just for general purposes here in the truck, as well as the pepper spray. So I know I'm not about to be abducted, but the tactical is not there just to say, oh, it's just the pants. It's a little bit more than the pants, all right? Also, as you know, I'm driving the yellow truck. And what you don't know about the yellow truck is the stickers on the back. So if you look at the stickers on the back, okay, you would see Electronic Freedom Foundation. I think I have a NASA sticker. I definitely have an AWS oval. I generally have, I have a Blue Star, because I'm a Blue Star dad, but I've let it fade out because my boy's not on active duty. He's now fully disabled. So I think it's kind of appropriate to have a faded out Blue Star sticker. I have a kind of a rainbowy sticker from my only artist that I really pay attention to is Derek Hess. And a shout out to Jimmy Israel for introducing me to Derek Hess. So I have a Derek Hess angel on the back there. I also have my Taekwondo sticker on the bumper. I have an American flag on the bumper. I believe I have a NASA, that would be the newest one. I have an Apple logo. I have a GoRuck, because I've done one GoRuck about 4 years ago. So I have Monster. If you know the GoRuck, or you're in the rucking tribe, then you know Monster. And I have Cal Guns Federation, and I have Nut and Fancy Project stickers on this. So most of this kind of speaks towards military dad, even though that's not a primary tribe that I'm in. But you know, once you're in that, it changes your mindset. That's not Republican, that's not Democrat, it's independent. And that's what I am, because actually, you know, I don't really give a shit what happens to the Republicans, and I don't give a shit what happens to the Democrats. I care about what happens in the country, and I care about democratic processes. And so anytime some asshole tells me, we gotta get rid of the filibuster, fuck you. Always just trying to get your way. I'm not part of that power struggle, okay? I don't have time for it. And when I do have time for it, when shit hits the fan, you already know I'm Tac-Dad. So I'll be out there with the first responders and the military families, and we'll be taking care of our business, even if you want to call us threepers. Because I just don't have patience for bullshit and screamers and people who think everything they need to do is out on the street. It's like I don't mean to get angry about it, and I'm not angry about it. It's just funny how seriously people take their first world problems. Not like we got time for that. But we are slouching towards oblivion if certain people don't take certain things seriously. But I'm not necessarily signifying as a California Tac-Dad that I'm all about that. I'm really more about my personal skills and my personal ability. You know, I got a family to run, and I have an extended family to be a patriarch of. And yes, I use that word thoughtfully because all these people trust me. And also, what's the biggest, most obvious thing in this obnoxious yellow truck that I'm driving, Toyota FJ 07 original with patina over on the hood over here, and the transmission is good, and I'm almost 141,000 miles, and it works like a charm, even though it has that noisy sport pipe on it. And it's not Toyota Racing Division like my dad's, which he will at some point sell to me, but it's damn good. But the biggest obvious thing on my obnoxious truck is my bike rack. So I've got a big serious bike rack. I pulled out the toe ball and replaced it with this thing that goes in there, and that's how I roll. So you immediately know, here's a sporty dude. He's got the nut and fancy. Most people won't understand that. Most people will in California maybe recognize the Electronic Freedom Foundation, the EFF, because that's the biggest sticker on there, really. And oh man, look at this. They're selling fireworks. It's about that time. Yeah. There's something you don't see every day. A 1980s Camaro. And that's the Tac-Dad recipe. California Tac-Dad, because obviously I spent too much money on a bicycle, or more appropriately called a road bike. And I'm gonna pull up right here, get my Pokey bowl, and check back with you in a minute. Or not. Now here's the crazy thing. I was just checking to see if I got all the right number of stickers on my truck, and I do have them all, including the NASA, the AWS, the Apple, the Monster, Go Ruck, the EFF, the Nut and Fancy Project, and the Cal Guns Foundation. But the interesting thing is, I now live in a gated community, which means I don't have to worry about stuff that I know a lot of people generally have to worry about in my vicinity, and that is somebody trying to steal a catalytic converter from under my car. And they've gotten pretty good at it, where they got the reciprocating blade, just cuts right through that stuff, and they sell it. What a lot of people don't recognize is that we have Mexican nationals up here that if they get through like 10th grade, and you know, I'm talking about fresh off boat kinds of folks, they're happy. And then some of them are literally political and war refugees from Mexico. And these people have gone through crazy hell to get into the States. So there is an economy here. There's a refugee and immigrant economy in Los Angeles County that's real. So you do have to pay attention to that. And you know, nobody talks about MS-13 and those gangs anymore, but those guys are a problem. All right, and the more Mexico devolves, the more vulnerable we are to the shit that floats to the surface. And I didn't want to get off on that rant, but my point was, I don't have to, like a lot of people in California, take a box cutter and cut through the registration tags on my license plate. All right, because we know that people steal those things, and and they steal, you know, pieces and parts of cars, if not whole cars, because they can do those relatively quickly. But I don't have to deal with that in my gated community. And it's just another cool thing about a California Tac-Dad. Number one, I got the awareness, the situational awareness to know what I have to deal with sometimes. But now my situational awareness is all about the delicious goodness I have in this poke bowl. Are you kidding me? I got salmon, I got octopus, I got scallops on brown rice, I got corn, I got sweet onions, I got pineapple. I got a sauce, which is a combination of like ponzu shoyo, like a sweet orange sauce. It's just number 6. That's all I have to remember. It's number 6. It's got some chili oil, some sesame oil in it. What else do I have? On the top, I have, and they mix and mash all that together, you know, in the one glove. And then on top of that, I got crab, as opposed to crab. I got crab, and I have seaweed, and I don't put the dry toppings on. You know, sesame seeds don't do anything for me. No big deal. Or you know, the crunchy flakes. But man, I'm gonna be grubbing in a minute. A wonderful, healthy meal that I'll probably pound down the whole damn thing. And then I have 2 stickers on my my discount card. So at least once a week, I'm heading to Poke Bowl in my California Tac-Dad bullshit that I'm talking about right now. So these are tales for the yellow truck. Probably talk to you after the 4th of July, and keep on trucking, y'all.